Hi parents, hi moms, hi dads. I'm wondering if you have a little one that just finished preschool, maybe they finished pre-K 3, maybe they finished pre-K 4. Congratulations if you're one of those families. I'm also wondering if you're one of those parents, are you a little bit worried about what the expectations are as far as writing for when they go into kindergarten? Depending on what part of the country you're in, even writing expectations when they go into pre-K 4. You may be a little worried. The reason that I'm thinking you may be is one of the things that I do and I love to do is do trainings for preschool teachers. And the hot topic, believe it or not, there is a very hot and spicy topic in the world of preschool, and it's always about writing. So some of the questions are, Nicole, we're so happy you're here. Here's a problem we always come up with. Our 3-year-olds can't write their name. What can we do to encourage them to write their name? Another question is, when is it okay to introduce lowercase letters? Another question, should we introduce capital letters first or lowercase letters first? And it's a topic across the preschool community, at least here in South Florida where I am. So I'm hoping to answer some of those questions for you. If you don't know me, I am Nicole Santamaria. I'm a pediatric occupational therapist for about 20 years. I'm the founder of Miami Handwriting, which covers everything to do with handwriting and more. It's usually never only handwriting. So I'm hoping to answer these questions for you today. First thing I'm going to let you know is preschoolers, children, they need to, this goes for writing and as far as all learning, they need to experience what they're learning about. Specifically when it comes to writing, they need to experience shapes, they need to experience letters, they need to experience numbers before we even think to ask them or expect them to write. Okay? For this age group, the preschool group, whenever this topic comes along, the first thing I always go back to is shapes. Take a minute. Shapes. A line, a horizontal line, a circle, a cross, a square, a triangle. All of these are the foundations for writing letters and numbers. And so often I find that we are all in such a hurry to skip it because we don't want the kids to be left behind. I am here to bring a sigh of relief into your life. We don't want you to skip shapes. We don't want you to skip drawing a line. We don't want you to skip drawing a circle. All of these are the building blocks to writing. So with that information, I'm hoping you can just take a breath and do what's developmentally appropriate. So I'm going to talk about 5 things that we can do with shapes before we get to letters and numbers. So we want them to be able to recognize, does Johnny and Mary know what a line is? Do they know that a cross is a cross? Start playing with labeling them. Can they pick them? Can they match them? All those things you do in the preschool, that you should be doing in the preschool years. Are they able to trace it? And now whenever I'm talking about writing specifically in this age group, I very rarely am referring to a pencil and a paper. Can we trace it out of sand? Can we trace it on an easel? Can we trace it, with a wet brush on the side of a wall? The next developmental step, because remember we're always going back to what development is telling us, after they experience it, after they can trace it, then we're going to ask them to copy it. The best way to get a little person to copy, the worst way to get a little person to copy is to put something way across the front of the classroom and have them sit, because that's already complicated for a little one, maybe complicated, and then ask them to copy it. The best way is to have it up close and personal. So if we have an easel and we have some shapes in the top of the easel, preferably one at a time, then we can have them just copy right under. So now we're not worried about having to scan the room, having to get distracted, because it's near point copying. Once they get those, they master those, which is not going to happen in one day, then we can ask them to write them. hey, let's come here to the easel. I keep saying easel because I really love easels for this age group. So I'm just going to be referring to easels. Let's write a line, let's write a circle. Oh, you write a shape and I'm going to guess what it is. But following that sequence, it's the best way to ensure success. And that's what we want to do. We want to build from the bottom up so that our little people are successful. We know what comes next, but we don't want them to skip what they should be doing. Last one is once they can write a circle, a line, a square, guess what? We want them to combine it to make a picture. If you're familiar with Learning Without Tears, what used to be Handwriting Without Tears, and you know Matman, that's what Matman's really all about. It's combining all of these to make Matman. You can do it to make a reindeer. You can do it to make, you know, a whole little family. And guess what? That's very similar to us combining letters that make words. Words that make sentences. So I hope you're seeing how working on these basics is uber important to work on their next steps of writing. Next thing that I'm going to be covering is another question that I get. What do I do if my preschooler has zero, nada interest in writing letters, numbers? What if they're just not interested? That's what I'm going to cover in my next video. You can find these videos on my YouTube channel, Miami Handwriting. I usually pop them into Facebook, which is also Miami Handwriting, and on Instagram I'll put 1 minute's worth of it. As always, I'm Nicole Santa Maria. Please let me know what you want to hear next. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this video.